What's happening to all my subscribers, man? This is a downgrade because my other phone, due to marital conflict, that phone met its untimely death. So anyhow, I ain't told the story. It's been about a week or so. I just been dropping randoms, but I've been trying to adjust. I just touched down back in Vegas, yesterday morning after being in that Georgia stuff, and this even though I was back in Georgia for like a week, like a month. That month seemed like 3 months though. I went through hella shit. And then having to drive, looking over my shoulder all the time. Look, it's in Atlanta, it's hella Challengers and Chargers. Hell of them. And that's what the police be rocking. They be rocking them Chargers and shit. So every time how they be running places, I be running headlights, looking in the running headlights. Who is them? But there's a hella Chargers and Challengers in Atlanta. But anyhow, so now now I'm back on the West. Now I can smoke my weed and get to doing me, and dropping stories and funny shit on y'all because that's what it's about, man. I ain't being myself. I ain't sharing with y'all, but man, I do need help trying to upgrade this equipment though. So once I figure out what kind of equipment I want, I'm gonna try to do better about it because it's a process. But anyhow, this story is about the time. Man, I had to turn it down. The police, I had a fair one with the police, free one, and then my celly turned it down. Anyhow, so check this out. So the homies on the yard, right? They done got into it with the police at canteen over some beans, right? The motherfucker had, if you get rowdy or loud at the store when you going shopping in prison at the canteen, what they'll do is they'll try to take shit back and refuse your store. And we be on lockdowns and shit, so we be starving. So motherfuckers ain't doing no plan when they come out to when they come out to go to the store and shit. So the police was like, I'm not giving y'all beans. So it was a tug of war. Tug of war turned into a motherfucking a wrestling match on the yard. I ain't gonna say the homie's name, but it was a homie that was right there while the homies was tussling with the police, right? And it's a situation where you gotta ask yourself, what would you do? But the Crips looked at the homie, was like, ain't you gonna help your homies? Man, the homie said, man, there's got to be a better way. But in the pen, you supposed to go. If they say I'm with the police, too, that's the serious part. If niggas is getting into it with the police, you ain't got no choice but to get into it. That's kind of unfair, but that's what it is. So, anyhow, as we in the cell, me and my celly, I got that crazy ass celly, man. He hella emotional, hella extra, too. But we trying to get out the cell. We can't get out. So he start dissing the police. Pink booty motherfucker. Pink booty motherfucker. And then the police, shit. This motherfucker said, what cell is that? What cell said that? My celly said, my cell motherfucker. My cell motherfucker. I'm like, oh, he said, crack that door. We supposed to be on lockdown. That motherfucker said, crack that door. He said, come in the office. Man, we walked around the whole building on the door watching us. Man, we walked around the corner to the office. We went up in that office. He was like, what's up, man? I'll take both of you motherfuckers right now. I'll take both of you motherfuckers. What's up? Come on. Man, at the same moment, the bitch in the tower opened the slot to the top of she opened a slot to the top of the room, like they can see, open the thing and look into the room. And she cocked that mini 14 and got to aiming it. I was like, man, I told my celly, man, fuck that shit, nigga. Come on, let's go. Let's get him. She cocked that motherfucker and said, give me a reason. And in my mind, I'm like, man, fuck that shit. But my celly said, man, we went back to the cell. We turned it down. I was like, oh. So, it was a lesson learned, but I was willing to go. I was going to go. But if I would have went with my emotions and all that, not thinking, yeah, how can they explain two niggas beating up the police? She'd have shot the shit out of us. She'd have shot the shit out of us. But at the end of the day, I ended up respecting that police and the motherfucker because they don't do that shit. This motherfucker said, crack that door on lockdown because the homies done got into it with the police on the yard. And my dumb ass celly out of emotion, he gonna get on the door and get the disrespect of the police. Man, almost talked us into a murdering. Hey, dirty what? Gone.